Like, look at this. Like, yo, but this one, it goes the other way. They're worth, remember when the guys on MTV Cribs and they would lick the bottom of the soles, just to let you know? That's where this country is. A lot of people's 401k is their laminated sneakers that they're never gonna wear. All right, I'm not gonna be a douche here. Some of this stuff I like. These are the Bruce Jenner ones when he was just starting to feel like Caitlyn. You can throw a javelin in these, you can do a high jump.
Bill Burr went to Soul Stage in Los Angeles on Complex's platform. His appearance, of course, did not disappoint.
Green and white, one of your favorites?
Yeah, I love green.
It's crazy, though, because the country had a moment. They were one of the best-selling shoes of 2023, your favorite shoe.
Oh, they brought it back?
Yeah, they brought
it back a couple of times, and they went with cheaper leather.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because some corporate had to give himself a bonus check at the end of the year. What if we made it worse, but made it look the same?
Yeah.
Then could our pools be bigger?
Not
Free
okay.
Luigi!
Can you see how uncomfortable the host Joe La Puma is? This is brilliant comedy.
And then the Yeezys up here.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that looks like some old lady knitted it.
Kanye is probably fuming at this point, but he's right. However, before we get into capitalism ruining our lives...
Bill Burr is So Bill Burr, I used to really enjoy his work. I mean, on occasion, I still enjoy his work. He's a comedian, which means he's very hit or miss. His Red Rock special, for example, hilarious. I'm such a Bill Burr fan that I actually bought a ticket for me and my wife and two of our friends to go see Bill Burr at the Hard Rock Casino down here in Hollywood, Florida. And I have to say, it was one of the worst shows I ever saw in my life because he got up there and Bill Burr has become woked. He has become woked, I assume, because his wife is very much on the left. Over time, I think he became embarrassed that many people on the right thought he was very funny. And so he decided that he was going to start woking it up, that he is very happy that CEOs are walking around in fear for their lives. Okay, now, you do get some extra points for being a comedian in today's day and age, meaning that we'll tend to give you some more leeway to say edgy things because you're trying to be funny. And it's not clear to me here that Bill Burr is attempting to be funny. This is just his actual political opinion. He's not saying anything funny or insightful here.
This blabbermouth went after him.
Bill Burr is and a piece of... Okay, well, what he is saying here is truly evil. He's truly evil. He's saying you should live in fear if you're the CEO of a company and that company does things that Bill Burr deems to be bad things.
Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStrom Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you. And when the New York Times sat down with Burr to discuss his upcoming Broadway project, the article would read as follows. When I tell him, as in the writer to Burr, that right-wing media figure Ben Shapiro said he was going woke, Bill Burr would fire back, quote, all he knew is that if he put woke on what I said, he would make more money. I don't know who he is, but that guy is a jerk off. Yeah, he is. They didn't go in depth. They didn't have to because we already knew what Bill Burr practically was going to say. And the fact that it was so well put in the span of 2 sentences really speaks volumes to Ben Shapiro's business model. Via the Times, speaking of the play, one other thing. When Burr had this rant, it was so clear. The reactions said so much about who has incentive to take a certain stance. When Ben Shapiro, all right, the bigot, anti-LGBTQ plus, hater of Palestinian people, hater of anyone who is not agreeing with him and wants to make their lives a living hell because he, along with Steven Crowder, along with Michael Knowles, along with many others, could not cut it when it came to writing scripts and being actors and what have you in Hollywood. They pivoted to try and make themselves a star through this BS pipeline that has influenced so many people to not think for themselves and become leeches off of the MAGA sphere and drive us on the brink of extinction. That was a bar. So via the Times, speaking of the play, Glengarry Glen Ross. Burr sees it not unlike critics and academics originally did when it opened in the 80s as a critique of winner-takes-all, unfettered capitalism. This is his quote. What's funny is a lot of this play I've experienced through the rise of streaming services. When I got in the biz 30 years ago, a character actor could make a living. Over the last 20 years, it's become just the movie star, a couple others. One person at the top is eating the succulent thing, and the rest of us are eating the peels. Is that what has driven Bill Burr to take up these positions? Whatever it is, I hope to hear more of it. I don't want to ever hear this guy not stop about how billionaires are ruining our lives. And if it leads this complex audience, as not like complex as in, but the platform of complex, if it leads them to start questioning how what he's talking about makes sense and how the products that they used to have many years ago have really gone down the poo-poo train because of how capitalists cut corners to give us a lesser product, charge more, and they get to have, as he says, an infinity pool, or as I see it, another jet. Hang on. Another jet, another yacht like the DeVosses, etc. Now, here's where I go, sneakers, cool. Here's where I go adjacent, and I'm going to make this really quick. I have a beef with Fanatics, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to throw up a few pictures just so you all can see how awful they are as a company. Awful. They are terrible. The only thing Fanatics has going for it is that they open a sports book, and because Michael Rubin, to his credit, this is the one thing I'll give him credit for, he knows how to build relationships to the betterment of himself, but to the detriment of sports fans everywhere. You're seeing these on your screens. These are awful. Like, numbers aren't lining up. Maybe one jersey has numbers on one side and then it's flipped around on the other side. Like slanted logos. This is beyond nuts. And every single year I used to buy, God, my voice is going out. Every year I used to buy Cubs stuff, Blackhawks stuff, Bulls stuff, Sox stuff, Bears stuff. I went to Indiana stuff. I don't think college basketball has been. No, I don't think they're under the Fanatics umbrella yet. But my God, I mean, I don't think it's here. I had a throwback Jonathan Tays Winter Classic jersey. The fact that I am seeing hockey jerseys get ruined by Fanatics, incredible. But why are they doing this? Well, Medium's Casey Clyburn wrote, late-stage capitalism has made it so almost every corporation is making their products worse in pursuit of infinite growth. But something about the wild growth of Fanatics feels not only worse, but also unsustainable. God, I hope so. Fanatics has distinct whiff of businesses like WeWork. Oh, my God. WeWork. Oh, my God. Nikola Motors, FTX, businesses with charismatic owners who are able to convince VCs and lazy corporations to part with their money at an absurd rate, but who have little to no actual business plan and can't deliver on their lofty ambitions and promises. It will come as little shock that one of Fanatics' first moves under Rubin was to move its HQ to Silicon Valley. Oh, shocker here. And it has sold itself less as an e-commerce platform and more as a tech company capable of maximizing profits in the under-monetized online ecosystem. Fanatics is selling itself as the number one place to get sports merch and saying they can deliver faster than anybody. What they're actually selling is a dream for businesses who don't want to spend the time or money to run their own logistics, a job Fanatics does miserably. In spite of all the money it's raised, Fanatics has been hesitant to go public. Businesses like WeWork fell apart once people started digging in how they actually made money. Don't be surprised if/when Fanatics goes through the same thing. I honestly don't know if they will, but let me tell you something. Again, as a consumer, as someone who loves sports, as someone who spent a lot of money on jerseys, who spent a lot of money on shirts, on hats, accessories, etc., seeing what Fanatics has done reminds me of the ills of capitalism. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.